is up, my people? My wife's looking at me. What are you? Anyways, it's getting cold out, people. You need to get a sweatshirt. And on that note, I got just the gear for you. Hold on a second. Get yourself some Unwrecked swag. Check this out. This is a premium sweatshirt. This is on Teespring. It's very warm, it's very soft, and it's very light on top of that. The classic sweatshirts aren't that bad either. My wife got one of those. So,
I got a pink one.
Yeah, there's pink ones on there.
I should show them.
Yeah. I'm sure all the guys are interested.
For the girlfriends and wives.
Oh yeah, for your girlfriends and wives. Hold on a second. All right, Rocket. All right. Oh, look at that. Oh, yay. Look at that.
So comfortable. Deep in it. Got the drawstrings here.
Oh, look at you. Huh?
Work it, see?
All right, so you remember that beautiful spray paint finish? Well, after it dried most of the evening, I got home from work and the finish looked not even close to what it did. It looked like the other paint, how it was very dull finish. So what I did when I got home from work and I saw that, I went over it with a 600 grit pad and scuffed it all. And then I wiped it all down and I recoated it. 2 more coatings of paint. So I got a better finish now. Now after sleeping and checking it again, come out here, it's closer to the way I want it. It's still not perfect, but as you can see, it's still a way better finish than the other one, but there's a couple areas where, like right there, you can see it almost has like small bubbles or whatever. There's enough paint on it now at this point. I'm gonna let this sit for a whole nother day. So it has 24 hour. There's a lot of coats on this. So give it at least 24 hours to completely dry. Then I'm gonna try to polish this. I'm gonna go to the gym real quick, and when I come back, we are going to try to do that rear shackle. I don't think I need to undo anything. I can use this thing right here and support the leaf spring while I change it out. So let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and get that done. I wanted to show you this. It looks like the rear calipers have been replaced. Both sides look really good. And I do need to take off that other wheel because I'm going to fluid film everything back here. Do the shackle, and if I have time, I'm going to go ahead and weld a plate on the inside of here. And then I got to cut one out to fit. I already sprayed that's weldable primer. It's zinc rich, I guess that's what they say. But you can weld right through that. That's what I coated this whole inside here. And I'm going to make a plate about as big as I can to weld in here. I bought this piece of steel back when we had the Eclipse. I think it's 20 gauge steel. But that's what we're going to be putting in there. Up there. So anyways, I told you I had wheel spacers for this beast. Right here they are. This is 4 of them. But, yeah, you can see they're pretty thick there. They're 3/4 of an inch. That's going to bring that out a good bit. So it'll look a little bit better with the flares and stuff. The fronts I'm leaving the way they are. They look good. Leaving this off for right now because of the fluid film. I got to take the other wheel off, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to get the stand. I got a mess over here, but we're going to go ahead, take the other wheel off and get this shackle on real quick. So that's one less thing to knock off the list. Alright, so this isn't going to be just an easy procedure where I take the nuts off and hit the bolts out. They are rusted fast in there. I may have to get a new bushing for in the end of the leaf spring. I don't know how this is going to turn out yet, but I'm going to have to remove this cover, which is alright because it gives me a better access to it to, you know, do what I want with it here and try to shape that. So we'll get this cover off. It's got some bolts, got a bracket up inside here, and then a couple in the wheel well. Then we'll take this evap canister off, and then we can have a straight access that we can hit this with a sledgehammer and hopefully knock those bolts out. Okay, so the top bolt came out and the bushing actually looks to be fine. I just had to cut this bottom one off because as you can see, the sleeve is spinning inside of the bushing. So I'm gonna burn that out, and then we're gonna have to figure out how to get the new sleeve in. I think that might be the same size right there. I'm not 100% sure, but no, it looks to be too small. But yes, the top looks to be fine, and then we'll figure out what we're doing with the bottom once I get that out of there. So I gotta burn it out. So it turns out the bushing that they give you in the kit fits right inside the old sleeve. Look at that dirt on my face. Ugh. But it fits right inside the old sleeve after you burn the rubber out, and it fit tight. I had to hammer it in there, and it's a rubber bushing also. So I hammered it in this way. It's inside the leaf spring. The top one, like I said, did need to change out. So this whole job was really not as hard as I thought it was going to be after I got that stuck in there. Alright, so as you can see, I have some fluid film products, and I already loaded up my gun. So now that I got that shackle done, I am going to go ahead and spray a lot of the underside of this. I'll put it down some, probably get some of that frame. But I'm just going to coat this so that this will last longer for the next person. I mean, like, to take this somewhere and get this done, you're talking $250, $300 to have your vehicle coated, maybe even more than that. So this is just an added incentive to this. I don't know that it'll add value, but we'll see how this turns out. So I did pretty much spray it front to back. I'll show you everything, cross members, frame, inside the rockers. So there's a little bit of splatter here, but as you can see, everything's coated. And it's just like a waxy film. I got some on the exhaust, so it's gonna burn off. This thing's gonna smoke whenever it starts, but yeah, I got a lot of it. I probably should have sprayed that diff a little bit more, but no big deal. I did spray in this wheel well, but I did not do the other one since I have to do welding over there. Since I got to weld up inside of there, I stayed away from that because I know that would affect my welding. So that's the next thing on the agenda. All right, so some of the metal around the edges here was a little bit thinner, so I ended up attacked it here, attacked it, you know, all over the place. You can kind of see the burn spots a little bit. I only burned through once, and it was like right there. Then I siliconed all around the inside, siliconed all around the inside of it, covered the whole hole with silicone, and once I come home from work tonight, this is all dry, I'll spray that weldable primer over top of this. Actually, I can just spray regular primer on it, but I need to get this all coated because that's bare metal and that'll rust. Then I can cut my outer plate and we'll get that welded in there tomorrow, my weekend.
Peanut butter? Go.
You think this kid never gets any?
Get it. Yes. Look at him holding my hand. Stewie.
He thinks this is peanut
Oh, Stewie. Here. Oh my.
Don't eat the spoon.
Here, Stella, I'll try to give you some. Hold on here. Here, Stella. No, Stewie. Here. You can have
Let
this.
your sister have some.
Stewie. Right here. Here you go, Stella.
Still.
Cat and his peanut butter, like his mom.
I ground this bottom edge down a little bit so that I can put a flat piece across here. That way I can grind this to a rounded edge here. Then I also put a piece of paper up there and traced it. All I did was run a pencil over it. You can see my squiggle marks, and it lays a line. Now I also tapered all these edges so that they'll fill in with weld. Now I'm going to cut this shape out, and then we'll cut it out of metal. Now, I will have you know that this is my first time ever, like, throwing a panel in like this. Sorry, I'm messing with my settings here. I hammered, after I got all this tacked on, I hammered on this, and it formed to the body. As you can see, it gives it that curve. And tacked it up underneath here, tacked it around here. There's a couple gaps and stuff, but it's indented there. I ground it down. This will be filled with putty, and it's gonna offset the dents and stuff. So let's mix some putty up. Hopefully I can make this look a little better. But it's on there, to say the least. This is the first time I've ever attempted to do a patch panel. It's a lot harder than it looks. It's hard to weld because it's thin metal. I did blow a hole through like right here, and I blew a hole right here, and I did get it to fill in. So hopefully that looks all right. This might not look perfect, but it's going to be better than having a rust hole there. And I think if I were to do this again, I'm using 0.30 or 30 thousandths wire. I think I would drop down to 25 thousandths because I think that would, I could, you know, lay the wire down at a lower temperature, and I think it wouldn't blow holes through it. So next time I think I'm going to do body work, I'm probably going to change my wire spool. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm on my second coat of body filler, and that is because we had some high spots where there was some metal sticking up. So what I did was take my body hammer and tap all of those areas down that were sticking up, and now I'm refilling them with putty, and we'll sand it again. It was actually looking pretty decent. The bottom side, not like really smooth, but that's acceptable, being that it's the bottom side. Looks pretty dang good. It was, you know, acceptable, but not perfect, and this should make it look a little bit better. Plus, I'm going to use my new glazing putty over top of this, and that should make this look pretty dang good. I just decided while this is drying, I'm going to Harbor Freight. I need supplies. I need some self-etching primer. I need more Bondo, and I want to look around. I'm not going to buy anything, I swear. But there's free items. So I sanded down that next layer. It was looking pretty good, so I tried my new glazing putty. I really like this stuff. It goes on super smooth, and I think that's just going to sand out nicely. I did a lot more than what I needed to, just to smooth this whole thing out nice. This is going to look good when it's done. But when I get back from Harbor Freight, we're going to finish that up. I'm going to go get some 2X gloss black instead of using this performance stuff, although I do like that. We're just doing the fender, so I need to finish taping this side up, do the other side. We'll do that after we go to Harbor Freight. You know, I only need a couple things. I'm not going to get that much. But I had a coupon! I wanted to get smaller wire. I think for doing those body panels, the 25 thousandths will be a lot better. I had a 20% off coupon for that. Plus coupons for... I had coupons! And I only got the quart jug of body filler, because I don't go through a lot of body filler. I'm just now, like, getting into body filler and doing body work. I don't really go through a whole lot of it. So, like, you can get, they have two bigger sizes. You can get the real big jug. You can get, like, a 2-gallon or a 5-gallon. And it would take me forever to go through it. And then I'd end up using too much hardener, and I'd need more of that. And a quart one would do me for a while. So, that's all I got for now. And then, got some self-etching primer, and I ended up getting some dash trim tools and some pliers and whatnot. So we have a few spots of bare metal here, down in there. With that bumper, the bare metal spots, I didn't use self-etching primer. I just used my Transtar, and it didn't want to stick very good to the bare metal. So that's why I went and got more self-etching primer. Oh, the garage is a mess. But that's what I'm going to use right now. And get those bare metal areas. And then I'm probably just going to cover it with that 2X paint. That stuff, it covers really well. That was from Ace. Ace Hardware. Right here. So, this is what we're going to cover it with after it dries. Let's go. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, it's going to take a while, I am going to go ahead and mount the bumper. I might throw that wheel on over there too. So go ahead and timeline. Now that looks really good, but now the other side needs to look like that. So real quick, I'm gonna prep it and paint it. So I have the back end all buttoned up. I was looking at this piece over here. There was a big paint chip on it, and I pulled it off, and lo and behold, there was, look at the putty in here. So the putty's sticking well. I scuffed this really good. We're gonna putty this again, sand this, smooth this. There's a groove down through here. So yeah. And it looks like they used that glazing putty that I used on this. I don't really want to use... that's deep. I'll tell you. So we're going to use regular Bondo, then go over it with glazing putty. And then I'm going to go from the edge back and then down around here with black. And I'll do the other side so it matches because it has some scuffs on it too. So this will look a lot better. It's just more work that I didn't plan on doing, but whatever. I don't know, but whoever shaped that much putty... That looked really good for what they did, but I just now noticed, look at that mask job there. They painted the bottom edge of the silver on this because they didn't mask it off that good. Unless that's the tape. Nope, that's paint. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and fix this up off camera. This is a pain in the butt, but you got to do what you got to do. Well, that was oddly satisfying. I just threw a whole bunch of Jimmy in the trash. Jimmy! But, yes, cleaned. Look at this. Oh, it's so satisfying. And, let me show you what I did with the bumper. So this was my quick fix. I did putty and everything on this. This actually turned out really good. I'm getting better, I'm telling you. But you can see my tape line. And I did not fix the whole top of it. It's just, there's a lot going on there. This is, like I said, it was a quick flip, so I'm eating my words, but I went ahead and sanded and did this side. This side's been done, and I mean, it looks good. It kind of goes with the bumper now. So, and then this happening looks really good, I think. It all turned out really good. I did this side too, just to match the other side. So, it really looks... It looks 10 times better than it did. I'll put it that way. First time on the ground in a while, boys. Now, a week. We'll just say a week. No AC leaked out. The only thing I need to really fix, I got I got to clean the whole interior, which I plan on doing that tomorrow. I just wanted to get everything done today. Bodywork was, man, I do like that. I should have did the front fenders like that. I ain't doing it now. Whatever. Yeah, but looks decent. Door panel and the sun visors have those lights in it, and the doors are missing off of each visor that shuts the lights off. So I'm going to disable the light bulbs because don't really feel like dealing with that. It's the first thing, get in here. I can see a blown speaker. The weather cover is missing. It had a bunch of hardware inside the door I took out, and these two bolts were still in the door. They ripped those holes out. Looks like a brand new window motor regulator, which is nice. I'm gonna throw some silicone on that speaker. Sometimes that'll make them last a little bit longer. Sometimes it's just a waste of your time. But I'm gonna throw a little bit of silicone on there. Might help. Here's what I'm saying. The door right here's where it bolts on. This is why the handle was loose. So I am adding big washers. Now you can unbolt this whole armrest piece, take it off and replace it with another one. I don't feel like driving an hour to go to Johnny's to get one. Well, honestly, I do. I do want to go to Johnny's, but I want to get this thing done, so I'm not going back to Johnny's. So I am going to be putting bigger washers on here to hold the door handle. I put new clips in here. These are a little bit smaller than the ones that were in there, but the actual hole size that they go into is the same size. There's a crack right here and a crack right here, and I'm going to get my plastic welder out, and I'm going to melt that metal mesh into this so it holds it together, and the same with this spot right here. Okay, so while not very aesthetically pleasing to the eye, there was a huge crack down through here, so I ended up melting this and kind of sealing together, and then it looked really crappy because it was really dark, so then I sanded it, and it did kind of lighten it up some. But, as you can see, it doesn't pull apart now, right there. That piece doesn't pull apart now. Let me show you the back. You can see the wire mesh melted into the plastic. I did the same thing right there where it was cracked. So now all this is back together. Now I need to see if I can get those bolts in with the bigger washers. That will really tighten this door up. So I'm gonna go see if I can get it to bolt up, and then I'll show you guys. So the door is fixed. Check it out. See, it's not pulling away now. It's because there's actually two bolts holding it in right where the handle's at. It doesn't look too bad. This panel was a little loose. I had to bend the clip out here a little bit so it would tighten up. You still pop it off there, but it's tighter now. It's acceptable, but I made a boo-boo. I got all this fixed, and I was happy here, but when I was walking this panel around, I touched the paint right here, and it was still wet, and you can see it right there. So I did throw some tape on there, like a tape line. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and give this until tomorrow evening. Then I will sand this and throw some more paint on it. I'm just going to sand it real lightly just to get it even, and then, yeah. So it sucks, but this kind of stuff happens. I was rushing, so that's what happens. So anyways, that's going to be the end of this episode. I pretty much got everything covered that I wanted to get covered. Next episode, we are going to be cleaning this thing inside and out, getting it ready, and we'll do the ad that I'm going to post on Facebook. So, if you guys are excited for that, stay tuned for the next episode. But, if you guys are excited for the next one, and to see this thing finished, and for me to stick my foot in my mouth, if I ever say that I just picked up a quick flip again, somebody yell at me. This wasn't as quick as I would have hoped. But if you like this episode, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not already, go check out some of my old builds, and we'll see you on the next episode of Unwrapped.